set the perfect lineup in daily fantasy football week 1. Win a buttload of money right out the gate of this NFL season. Well, you're in the right place. I'm going to take you through all the best value picks, the best underrated bargain picks, and the usual suspects to help you capture that #1 spot. But first, y'all know the drill. Let's go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell notification, because we're going to do this every week, man. You're going to win a lot of money, and you're going to share it with your boy, because sharing is caring, and I got kids to feed. Let's go. All right, so let's start with the leader of our squad, the quarterback position. And I'm going to go with none other than Jaden Hurst of the Philadelphia Eagles, all right? I know Jaden Hurst is a little mid, but this is the best value pick, all right? My man's a dual threat quarterback, which always bodes well for fantasy production. And he has an amazing matchup coming into this week against the Detroit Lions, who are challenged, to put it nicely, in the secondary historically. So this is the best value pick that I can come up with for the quarterback position going into week 1 this week. Plus, elephant in the room, obviously, he had an amazing offseason acquisition with A.J. Brown coming in at the wide receiver position. I think it's going to open up a lot of things for Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, all these other receivers, and he's going to get a lot more fantasy production going into the season this year. And like I say, right out the gate, week 1, this is the best value pick at quarterback that you could possibly get. I want to say that Draftkings has him listed at around $6,800, so can't beat that. Great value at that position. I think it'll help you kickstart your team, your squad, right at the quarterback position right there at the top. All right, now let's go ahead and jump into the running back position, okay? Look, I love bell cow backs. You'll probably hear me say this a lot throughout the course of the year, but it's not a lot of bell cow backs left in the league like it was back in the day, like the Adrian Petersons, Le'Veon Bells, guys that demand the ball, demand the rock, and always have them. But I do like guys that are true #1s and aren't splitting the backfield a lot. So this week, I think the best guy in that position is going to be Najee Harris of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He led his position in receptions last year with 74 receptions. So obviously, if you're doing a PPR league, which, you know, it happens in daily fantasy, this is a guy that you really want to take a look at. The only thing that I hate is that Mr. Trubisky is his quarterback. You know, as of week 1, which is what we're talking about, it's in a wait-and-see position with Mr. Trubisky. You don't know who's going to win out of that battle, that quarterback battle. So if you got him in a long-term league, a year-long league, you know, is kind of cringy. But, you know, Kenny Pickett might win that job. You never know. But week 1, Najee Harris, I think, is the best value pick that's going to get the rock often and get those passes and those points per reception yards that, you know, those points that we like. So Najee Harris at the running back spot. All right, our second running back position, I got to give it to DAndre Swift. This guy is also somebody that could be looked at as a bargain as well, because he is listed pretty cheap at $6,800 at that position. He's another guy that kind of demands the ball, is not splitting the carries too much between another guy. And look, I know it's tough to legitimately think about drafting skill players from the Detroit Lions, but they have built a better rapport with Jared Goff. They on the come up. And remember, it's not always about the team. You know, you're drafting the best player from the best team, or the team that you think is going to do the best long term. This is fantasy ball. Who gives a shit what the Detroit Lions do? They're probably going to lose. In all likelihood, yes, they're going to lose. But all that matters is what DAndre Swift is going to do, what his fantasy projection is going to be. He's a great pass-catching back. The Philadelphia Eagles actually allowed the 3rd most receptions to that position at 116. And Philly also ranked terribly against running backs on the ground as well. So it's a good matchup. It's all about the matchups. It's all about the guys, not about the team and if they're going to win or lose. So DAndre Swift at that second running back position, I think, is another great value pick. All right, now let's move on to the wide receiver position. And this is a guy that I think is extremely undervalued right now, because he's completely being outshined by his teammate on the other side of the quarterback, man. I'm talking about T. Higgins, man. Obviously, Jamar Chase is getting all the accolades right now. He's the sexy pick in year-long fantasy and daily fantasy and everything like that, and deservedly so. But T. Higgins is a baller too. he deserves to be in your fantasy lineup this week, and I'm going to tell you why. Jamar Chase gets 23% of the target share. Guess who else gets 23% of the target share on the team? That's right, T. Higgins, baby. And man, look, the kid's a baller. The thing that separates them, or has separated them, is the fact that, yeah, Jamar Chase has found the end zone more than T. Higgins. He got 13 touchdowns on the year last year compared to T. Higgins getting 6. But sometimes touchdowns, you know, they vary, man. So it's hard to say if he's going to get those same lion's share of the end zone touches. T. Higgins could be that guy this year, but he's a baller. He deserves to be in your lineup. It's a great value pick. That's what this is all about, right? I think Jamar Chase is going for 7,100 on daily fantasy and DraftKings, and compared to T. Higgins at 6,100. Big deal right there. So T. Higgins is who I would go with for that number one wide receiver spot. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the tight end position, because I want to talk about a lot more receivers, but actually in our bargain section of the video, all right? So I hate to keep riding the Cincinnati Bengals, but the Bengals are going to be great this year, I believe. Obviously, they made it to the Super Bowl last year, but they made a vast improvement on their offensive line to get Joe Burrow some help. So man, they could be even better. They will be even better than they were last year, which is scary. It's scary, man. So at the tight end position, I want to talk about Jaden Hurst. This is a guy who is going to be taking the targets from the departure of C.J. Uzomah. I probably pronounced that wrong. I apologize. But look, Jaden Hurst is going to be the one getting the ball now, because he knocked out. So this is a guy that could be getting a lot of looks, man, getting a lot of touches. You know, a lot of good things to say about the kid, man. Best of all is that he's cheap. He's really cheap. All right, he's coming in at $3,300 on DraftKings, and that is an extreme value. All right, in a position where you got obviously your top end guys, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, even Darren Waller. Darren Waller's a little cheaper than I thought he would be week 1, so he's another guy that I would definitely take a look at, because he's a monster. He's a target monster. One of Derek Carr's favorite targets, but obviously you got Devontae Adams coming over. You got Hunter Renfrow, and there's a lot of mouths to feed over there in Vegas now, man. But if I were to go with anyone, especially at the incredible value that he's listed at, Jaden Hurst is a good guy to look at for your daily fantasy week 1. All right, so let's go ahead and move over to our bargains. Look, some of y'all that's been doing this, y'all already know games are won and lost in the bargain bin. The cheap guys that break out and have an amazing game makes all the difference in picking the perfect lineup, man. You can pick all the usual suspects that you want, which we'll get into a little bit later, but it's those bargain guys that really make or break if you win or lose. All right, so we got some good ones this week. We'll start at the top, at the leader position like we did last time, and we'll talk about the quarterbacks. Number 1, we got Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's obviously coming over to a new team. He's starting for the Indianapolis Colts now, and he's coming with he's going to a team with a lot of targets. So you got Michael Pittman, who's going to be the number 1 receiver. You got a hell of a running back. You want to talk about a bell cow back? They going to run Jonathan Taylor to the ground. But obviously a great running back and a great running game sets up a lot of great things for a quarterback. So this week, Matt Ryan is a great bargain pick, coming in at just $5,500. You can't beat that for the leader of the squad. So he's a great one to look at. Another guy at the quarterback position in the bargain bin is going to be Jameis Winston. Jameis is a character. We all know it, but we love Jameis, man. Jameis has a lot of upside when he's good. When he's bad, yes, he'll throw a lot of picks. But as I said earlier, it's not always about if the team is going to win or lose, what Jameis is going to do with his unpredictable self. Jameis can put up numbers in fantasy, man. And obviously, he has a wealth of targets with Michael Thomas coming back. It's yet to be seen if he's going to be at 100%, but even without that, he still has Alvin Kamara for however long until he goes to jail. And the Saints have historically been a high-powered offense. So Jameis Winston at just $5,300 is a great bargain if you can get him, if you want to take that risk, which, like I say, I don't think is too much of a risk. Somebody else at a decent value is Ryan Tannehill. I'm not big on Ryan Tannehill, but Hey, at $5,700, you know, pretty good value, and he's going against the Giants, the New York Giants, who struggle. So, those are my bargain quarterbacks. All right. Let's talk about our bargains at the running back position. I said DAndre Swift could kind of go as a bargain as well. I think he was listed at a pretty good value. At just $6,800, but I think that's a great value. I don't think you want to go too expensive at the running back position because, man, it's just so hit or miss. You know, your high level guys, they're gonna get their touches. The Christian McCaffreys, the Jonathan Taylors, and everything like that. But man, you'll have a guy who's the clear #1 guy, the running back on their team, that could put up just the same good of numbers if they have the right matchup. So DAndre Swift, yes, I do think is a bargain, but I think he's a better value this week coming into week 1. A guy that I do think is a great bargain, though, a better bargain week 1, is Elijah Mitchell. Man, I think he's extremely undervalued for this week 1, and I think after this you'll never see him rated this low or priced this low at just $5,400 on DraftKings. He's about to be the man on the 49ers, I think, man. He's going to be a guy that's really going to help out Trey Lance and get the lion's share of the touches. You know, their head coach really historically like to lean on the running back and make the running back like a featured guy and not really split the backfield like that. And like I said earlier, I love that. So I think Elijah Mitchell is going to be the man, is going to get a lot of touches, and he has an incredible matchup coming into this week against the Chicago Bears. We love terrible matchups. So he going to do his thing, man. This is a guy that you need to have. You can even, you know, get him at the flex position as well, because I think that he's priced really, really good. Somebody else to look at, man, A.J. Dillon. Now, this being week 1, like I say, I really like clear number one cut running back. So I'm kind of leaning on this one, you know, because it's kind of a wait and see thing, how exactly they're going to split up the touches in the backfield at Green Bay. So A.J. Dillon's another guy that, you know, if you're desperate, I guess, and, you know, you got a little bit of money to play with, and you still need a guy in your lineup, maybe at the flex position or the #1 running back spot, A.J. Dillon's a good guy to look at as well. All right, moving over to our wide receiver position, our bargain being receivers. Man, receivers, oh my God, I think receivers are going to have a breakout, even more of a breakout year than they did the previous year, 2021, because there's just so much talent at the wide receiver position. And the guys that I'm going to talk about here in the bargain section of the wide receivers, they are going to benefit a lot from having a clear-cut #1 guy on their squad that are going to open up targets for them. And some of them have already historically been target monsters, and now they're just going to reap the benefits even more. We kind of touched on T. Higgins being one of those guys. Jamar Chase obviously is going to demand respect, going to demand the safeties coming over to guard him, and that's going to open up things for him. But even more of a bargain. First, let's talk about Hunter Renfrow. Man, this guy, his route running ability is incredible, man. Some of the way that he makes some of these DBs look is ridiculous. You know, they have mamas. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you doing that to him out there, Hunter? Jesus, man. So Hunter Renfrow is a guy that I think is gonna be. I mean, he's a bargain. I mean, he's only listed at $5,800 on DraftKings. You can get him in your lineup. He'll put up the numbers that some of your upper echelon guys may put up as well. Your Devontae Adams, your Justin Jeffersons, you know, the big name guys. This could be a guy that could slide, get you over 20 points as such a bargain. Another guy that we want to talk about is Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman is actually the #1 guy, the #1 receiver on his team, but they have a great matchup against the Texans. Now, look, the Texans, I'm a Houston guy. That's my team, but I know they suck. So, yeah, pretty much any receiver going into matchup with them, look, they gonna eat. They gonna eat. You know, even with Stingley, man, he's a rookie. You know, we got a great starting safety as well. I can't remember his name. I think it's Petrie. They're rookies, man. You know, so let's be honest. These guys are gonna eat when you go up against the Texans secondary. All right, it is what it is. Okay. Another guy that I want to talk about is Adam Thielen. Like I say, historically, Adam Thielen has been a target monster. He's going to continue to be a target monster, even with him not being the #1 receiver anymore. You know, look, Jefferson is the man over there. He's going to get his touches, but Adam Thielen is going to open up things for Adam Thielen. And Thielen is a guy that has a nose for the end zone, and he has a great rapport with the lackluster Kirk Cousins. You know, whatever, they got something going on. And Adam Thielen benefits from it, and he will be able to find the end zone. So I think that's a good guy to get. Let me see what his value is listed at, man. Adam Thielen is only $5,300. Man, y'all better get him. Don't sleep on Adam Thielen just because he white. Y'all racist, all right? But look, another guy that I want to talk about real quick, Devontae Smith. Same boat. Same boat. He has a clear-cut #1 guy over there now, A.J. Brown. It's going to take the focus off of him a little bit, but Devontae Smith is still the man. All right, he's still gonna demand the respect that he should get, and he'll be able to get the ball. He'll be able to get the ball and you know, get those receptions and get those value points that you need. He is valued at $5,500. Really good value there, a bargain. So yeah. Wide receiver is going to be fun. The wide receiver is a good position to hone in on. There's a wealth of talent out there that you can get for great bargains, man. I would not spend a bunch of money on the wide receiver position. So these are great picks to take a look at. All right, sliding right over to the tight end position of our bargain bin. Let's talk about T.J. Hockenson, man. This is a guy that kind of came in and lit the tight end world up at his position. And he has more experience under his belt now with Jared Goff. And like I said, look, don't worry about what the Detroit Lions are going to do. The Lions are going to lion. They're going to lose. But who cares? You know, as long as Hockenson is putting up the numbers that we know that he can put up. Jared Goff is not a scrub, man. He is going to get him the ball, so he going to get his numbers. And he's coming into what is probably going to be a shootout because Philly can't stop Detroit. Philly can't stop nobody. Detroit can't stop nobody. So there's probably going to be a shootout of a game. Jared Goff going to be throwing that rock, and a lot of those targets are going to go to Hockenson. So this is a great bargain pick this week. Hockenson is only valued at $4,900 on DraftKings. So you want to fill in that position instead of spending a bunch of money for a tight end like you know, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, you know, even Darren Waller or somebody like that. This is a great value pick that's probably going to put up the numbers that you want at that position. Somebody else to look out for that I really like on the other team of this potential shootout is going to be Dallas Goedert. You know, I think Jaden Hurst is going to get him the ball heavy in offense, so that's another good pick as well. All right, so let's talk briefly about our defenses. Defenses win championships, right? So your game could come down to your defense, man. So look, valued at the most this week is going to be the San Francisco 49ers at $4,100, which, yeah, that's a lot, you know, for a daily fantasy pickup. But I think the 49er defense is going to trample all over Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. It's not going to be a fair fight. A lot of people are picking the 49ers to go to the Super Bowl this year because of their defense, because their defense is going to be so strong. So, man, this is one of those ones that's kind of a home run hitter pick, I think. I think you'll get a modest return in it. You know, you never know. Sometimes these modest, like, subpar defenses come up big, you know, and score like over 20 points, you know, each week. And you just never know. That's why I don't put a lot of stake in, you know, the defenses and going with the top-rated defense. Sometimes it's just all about having a good matchup, thinking about what team has an integral guy out, not even just the skill position. You know, maybe a team is missing their center or, you know, left tackle, obviously, you know. So you really got to think about this one, you know what I'm saying? But obviously the 49ers, you got the Saints, who I think is a really good pick because you got Atlanta. They're going up against Atlanta. Atlanta has Marcus Mariota as their quarterback, and he's an unproven guy. I think that the Saints defense is going to eat against this dude. So that's a good pick that I would pick. The Bengals going up against the Steelers, I think it's going to be a good one because, again, at the quarterback position, I don't trust at all what Mitch Trubisky may be able to do over there. So I don't think that he's going to be in that position long. I think Pickett will eventually take that job from him. But my best bargain pick this week at the defensive position on Daily Fantasy is the Patriots. You know, Tua obviously got a very, very explosive weapon that's going to open up a lot of things for their offense in Tyreek Hill. But Bill Belichick ain't going to let his team go out there and get embarrassed by Tyreek Hill. If anything, he's ready for that squad. He's ready for Tua. Tua's still a young guy, and I think that he's gonna make things very uncomfortable for him. So at just $2,700 on Daily Fantasy, I think that that's a good defense to go with for the value. You know, I think that you'll get a good return from it. Other than that, man, like I say, man, just pick a defense and hope that the squad does well. All right, look, man, we will absolutely speed through our usual suspects. Obviously, I love dual threat guys at the quarterback position. So somebody like Lamar Jackson, even though he lost a valuable target in Hollywood Brown, he's going to be up there. You know, your guy, Patrick Mahomes, same position with him, obviously, with losing Tyreek Hill. But they still going to eat. Justin Herbert, I think, is a phenomenal pick. I will be talking all about Josh Allen. If you're doing a Thursday night game, you know, a contest that includes the Thursday night game, then yeah, obviously get Josh Allen. Josh Allen, I think, is going to be this year's MVP. The Bills, I think, are going to ultimately win it all. You know, if I had to pick a team, the Bills are just loaded, man. I think Josh Allen is this year's guy, this year's quarterback. He has all the intangibles that you want at the quarterback position: the size, the cannon for an arm, the running ability. He's the man. But you know, they are playing on Thursday night, so that's why I didn't automatically, you know, that didn't just come off the tongue. But for the weekend contest, you know, the usual suspects, man. We're not going to spend too much time on this. Usual suspects at the running back position: Jonathan Taylor. Obviously, he's the man. If you got enough money to spend and want to go out and splurge on anybody, yeah, it'll be Jonathan Taylor. You got C-Mac, Christian McCaffrey, who still is going to be doing his thing over in Carolina. You know, Derrick Henry is going to get the lion's share of the touches over there. He's going to demand the ball. Who's going to tell Derrick Henry no? He just take the damn ball. You know, he's a monster, man. Austin Eckler, I think, is a slept-on guy, but I mean, he's in the same boat. He's gonna get the rock, y'all. Do not sleep on Austin Eckler. You'd be a fool to, man. Joe Mixon is a guy that I believe is undervalued, honestly, man. Even at $7,100 this week, you're gonna see that like skyrocket, man. He'll probably be like in the 9,000s for the remainder of the year because Cincinnati did beef up that O-line, so he's gonna be a guy that's gonna do his thing. Man, wide receiver position: Devontae Adams gonna do his thing. Justin Jefferson, they gonna get the rock, man. Deebo Samuel's, he's gonna be a dick and duck monster, target monster. His route running, his speed, you know, the yards after the catch, monster. Jamar Chase, obviously. Keenan Allen is still a route running specialist, one of the absolute best, and a target monster. So he's gonna get the ball heavy and often as well. So, you know, like I say, these guys are our usual suspects, man. Tight end position, I've said it, heavy and often. Mark Andrews, you know, with the lack of Hollywood Brown there, I think he's gonna dink and dunk. You know, Lamar Jackson's gonna get him the ball heavy and often. Travis Kelce's always gonna be there. George Kittle, Kyle Pitts. Somebody, if y'all hadn't paid attention last year, Kyle Pitts is going to be a guy, but like I said, I don't too much trust Marcus Mariota just yet, so we're going to see what he's going to do, man. But those are the usual suspects, obviously, man. So you want to get one of them, you know, two at the most, and get these value and bargain guys that we've talked about earlier in the video. But if you follow all these suggestions, you will, well, don't hold me to it, you'll do all right. Alright, so with all things considered that we talked about throughout this video, let's see the lineup that I was able to put together on DraftKings this week with all of my bargains, all of my values, and my top rated guys. Alright, so as you can see, our quarterback position, I went with Jaden Hurst like I talked about. Got Najee Harris there at the running back position. Got Elijah Mitchell at my second running back position. T. Higgins, like I say, my man is getting the 23% of the touches, just like Jamar Chase, so I got him locked in at the wide receiver 1 position. Michael Pittman, who's going to eat against the Texans secondary, got him at the wide receiver 2 position. Hunter Renfrow, the route running master over there, going to eat up some on the Chargers. He had very good production against the Chargers last year, so hopefully he'll be able to put up that same production. I went ahead and went with Hawkinson at the tight end position, who I think is going to do some amazing work. Again, a target monster. Alan Thielen, I went with him at the flex position, and I went ahead and went with the Saints defense against the unproven Marcus Mariota and the Atlanta Falcons. All right, so guys, look, if you decide to copy my lineup, look, I ain't a hater. I ain't going to be mad. I just ask that you share with everyone where you got the advice that got you $1 million in your pocket. Let them know where you can find this channel, Sports Tube. Let them know where you can find me on Instagram. Let them know where you can find me anywhere else that I am. All right, look, I'm not a hater. Share a little bit with me. Share the love, all right? Good luck to you. I want you to win. I want you to be profitable. And I want you to come back next week when we're going to do this all over again, all right? We're going to see what these matchups is. We're going to see who the bargains are. We're going to see where the values at. And we're going to see who the top-rated guys are for next week. As always, peace and love to y'all. Good luck, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace. Man, P.S. real quick, a guy that I completely forgot to mention in this video, he could be a bargain, a value, whatever you want, but a guy that I really think is going to do some big things, maybe even week 1, is Dameon Pierce of the Houston Texans. Like I say, the Houston Texans are my team. I kind of try to stay away from being biased on the Texans because, let's be honest, not a lot of great skill players on the Houston Texans this year, but geez, man, this guy, Dameon Pierce, rookie, he looks like he has won the #1 running back position spot. He looked amazing in the preseason. I think this guy is going to do very special things. So he is valued very well in daily fantasy. So if you can slide him into your lineup this week, I think he'll do amazing things for you at the price that he's priced at. All right.